Yo, what's up guys, AJC here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about TD exposing 2Hype for lying about everything, but you're going to want to watch till the end because I will be revealing proof that 2Hype was actually stealing from TD. But before we get into it, if you want a part 2 to this video, make sure you like this video, and if we can hit 5,000 likes, I'll drop part 2 tomorrow as soon as possible. Also, if you want more YouTube news like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that red button down below, but besides that, let's get straight into today's story. So as we all know, the 2Hype drama is slowly dying down, but TD Presents the other day actually dropped his exposed video titled My Side of the Story with 2Hype, Jesser, Chris London, and Zach TTG. And it's interesting to see that not all the 2Hype members are mentioned in the title, but he does talk about some other ones during this video. So we're going to go through the main parts in this video and analyze it, and also reveal some little things you may have missed in his explained video. So let's get into it.
Shoutout put out the following tweets. This is something that the group has kind of always put out as a narrative. I'm going to put up on screen just a fraction of the amount of times I reached out in the group chat asking about recording. Now, all the texts you guys are seeing on screen right now, these are texts that are just from like the final 5 weeks I was in the group. It's not even counting, you know, the entire months before that. And also the texts you guys are seeing, some of them I'm not even recording my own video. I'm just showing up to be in their videos. I know Chris brought it up in his video. There was a time where I was like, yo, I apologize. I've been MIA for like 2 months. That was an exaggeration. I was gone for like 15 days. So I went back home. I was helping my mom with some stuff. I went on a vacation for the first time in my life. Times where, you know, group members, they had stuff going on, or, you know, or they were going on trips and they were gone for like a week or two.
So what triggered TD to actually make this video was Jaidel's tweet when responding to the whole 2Hype drama. And he basically said, falling outs with old members was due to them not showing initiative to appear in videos. Us wanting to take YouTube more seriously is not an indictment to anybody's character, nor is wanting to keep it more relaxed, but having both stresses out people wanting to go the mile. So I find it very hypocritical for 2Hype to say TD didn't show initiative when firstly, there was members who would also bail on video shoots because they had stuff on, but when TD does it to take care of his sick mom, it becomes an issue. I just find it to be such a snake move from 2Hype to not even have any sympathy for TD and what he was going through at the time. TD then responds to Christopher London's terrible exposed video, and this is what he had to say.
Don't understand is like you're claiming that you heard that I talk shit behind your back.
Chris, did you forget that you texted me apologizing? So he said there were things said about one another and negative things spread that weren't true, but I know and will admit I have said stuff behind your back in spite of built up emotions that I don't feel to discuss, as that's the old me and I've moved forward from those feelings a long time ago, but I apologize. These people have snaked a lot of others over the years. And somebody came to me, another person that they snaked. This was somebody that Zach was extremely close with, and you know, they had access to his iMessage. Since you snaked this person, once they saw I got kicked out of the group and Los got kicked out of the group, they sent me dozens of screenshots of you and Zach constantly talking behind our back. Zach texts Chris saying, dude, shit's crazy, and I know he be nasty hoes too. Chris responds with, yeah, taking whatever he can, laugh my ass off. Zach then followed it up with, exactly, sheesh.
The fact that TD said 2Hype have snaked a lot of people in the past shows there are so many more people who don't have a following like Los or TD, or maybe even Mopi, that have been pushed and shoved by these guys or snaked for no reason. I feel bad because they don't have a voice to speak out on being mistreated by this group. Now with the text he shows, I honestly just can't believe LSK and Zach TTG, who are supposed to be your friends, would say stuff like this behind your back. It's just downright disrespectful at this point.
The Bree situation just completely fabricated. Like when Bree moved into the house where, you know, me and Bree would, you know, troll Chris. Apparently I made Chris and his girl uncomfortable, but I couldn't have made him too uncomfortable because like me and Bree were always cool when I lived in the house. I would take pictures of her for her Instagram. Chris had no problem with me doing that. There was a time Bree was walking around the house. She didn't know I was home, and I saw a little too much.
Can we all just agree that TD's a savage for this one? But on a serious note, Los Pollos TV said the same thing, that LSK will actually try and bring up problems that are irrelevant or from the past to say that these were the reasons why TD got kicked out, whether it was dating the landlord's daughter or making it awkward for Bree. But he continues on, and Mopi actually makes an appearance in this clip where he basically explains why they kicked TD out in the first place.
This was a call in Discord, and out of the blue, they just call me and they're like, hey, TD, you know, we're starting a group channel. We want to become like the next phase. We want to be like the sidemen. And yeah, we don't see you being in the group anymore. So I responded to him and I'm like, look, I won't create drama and I won't say anything bad about you guys, but I'm not going to lie and say that I'm taking a step back to work on myself. Let's ask somebody that was on the other side when I got kicked out.
You're on the other side of me, you know, getting kicked out. So, in your opinion, was this like business or was this personal?
It was for sure business, but they tried to tie in like whatever little personal stuff they could to try to make it seem less about the business. But it was going from 9 people to 6 and cutting out shares for everyone in the company.
Do you remember like being told of any of these personal things that are being brought up now?
I remember being told about the situation with the landlord's daughter, but
Right.
as far as I'm concerned, that was completely manipulated to make it seem way worse than it
Right.
was. Yeah, that's where they're just trying to grasp at whatever they can to make it seem like it wasn't about the business.
Right.
Like, that's an issue when it comes time to kicking you out. Like, I fully defend you too, and the shit like Chris talking about, like, you and your boxers with Breeze, like, it shows how, like, childish and how many straws they're grasping at to try to find shit to paint you guys as the bad guys in the picture, but it's literally ridiculous. You know?
Right.
First off, it's really good to see Mopi again, and he seems to be doing good, so I don't know what the hell Jesser is talking about with him fighting some demons or whatever, but Mopi being from the other side saying this is absolute proof that the rest of the 2Hype group cut members out for monetary gain. Being money hungry will cause you to do things like snake your friends for it, and this is what is happening here.
Once things, you know, for 2Hype became a corporation, they needed to split up the shares. And pretty much what that is you gotta split up the revenue between the group members. It would have been split amongst 9 people. Now that's a lot of pieces of the pie. But then if you kick me and you kick Los, that's a bit more pie for everybody else, isn't it? Bro, to hear them saying they were starting a group channel, which is like something I always talked about with them and something I always pushed for, and they didn't want to do it.
So not only did TD get betrayed by his close friends, but the 2Hype channel was his idea to begin with, and he deserves all the credit for it. If you didn't read the text that popped up, TD basically said, "Y'all still don't think we should have a group channel where we drop a weekly banger? Click and Sidemen channel eating by doing that." LSK then responded, "Nah, would rather just do our own videos. If we had Sidemen clout, sure, but we not on that level, lol. Plus, it's easier for them because they're all a 31-hour ride within each other."
And I see all these things that were said behind my back. I see them start the group channel and they start with a house tour, you know, a house that I was promised a room in, but personal items like monitors and, you know, like my weights and stuff like that, things that were mine, they just kept. And they're showing them off in the group video, and I asked for these things back.
Our new gym. This is our gym. So yeah, this is our in-at-home gym. This is a work in progress. It's not done yet, but we literally just got all this stuff like a week ago.
You gotta take a hallway to get here.
So 2Hype not only kicked TD out, but also stole a lot of stuff he owns. Like what he said, he asked for these things back, and yet they just stayed quiet because they want to keep it for themselves. This is not only just a bad look for 2Hype, but it's outright stealing. This is an offense in itself, but it's clear to see the extent 2Hype will take it for their own personal gain. Now if you want me to do a part 2 on this video, let me know down in the comments, but thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.